Round one of the NRL continues this weekend after last week in Vegas and last night's demolition of the Roosters by the Broncos. We'll get into all of that and more right here on the Milkman Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Milkman Podcast. Excuse, still no intro. I'm still working on it. Just want to make sure it's perfect. Make sure I've got the right idea. Make sure I've got a video saved in my phone ready to go, but I just need to edit it, make it look good, all that sort of stuff. Make sure it's very different. Like if somebody's just listening, make sure it's very different experience so it flows well and all that sort of stuff. So I'm working on that. We'll do that over the weekend. But yeah, let's just jump straight in, shall we? First of all, though, I'd just like to thank the community. I've sort of dived straight into the deep end, dove straight into the deep end here. The Raiders, like I said last episode, they were my first love. And this community really shows me why I love the Raiders so much. And, I've just grown very, very quickly over the past few days. And ever since Tuesday, when I'll give him a shout out because, he's the main reason as to why everything's going the way it is. And I'm very appreciative of it. At Lobby LBTF on Twitter. So thank you, mate. I really do appreciate that. Sometime host on the Green Machine podcast. So thank you very much for that, mate. And thank you to everyone watching along, following on Twitter, Instagram, all that sort of stuff, and right here on YouTube. It's just been like I just feel very welcomed into this community. And, it just goes to show why we are the best fan base in the NRL. And I'm very excited to be doing this podcast YouTube thing. And so get with the soppy stuff out the way now. Let's get into the thick of it. Let's jump straight over to the milk bar. Very fitting. It's Friday. Everyone's going to be going to the bar this weekend. I definitely will be getting my drink on. I had a few last night. Knocked me straight out. Opposite effect of what I wanted, but you know what? It's all good. VB is just not for this old man. And yes, I did shave my beard, by the way. I look like a child again. I promise I'm 21, turning 22. So, yeah, bloody hell. I don't know. I just shaved it. But at the end of the day, enough with all the jibber jabber, enough with all the blabbering. I've done enough of that over the 33 minutes now over my time doing YouTube. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, news to me, Xavier Savage got engaged at the Bellagio Fountain. I had no idea until probably Wednesday. I think I found out and I was like, what? Sure enough. So congratulations to Xavier Savage and his partner. I had no idea. This is old news now, but you know what? Better late than never. Now, I haven't rewatched the game yet. I do plan to. Just been flat out with uni and stuff. It's week one, and I'm just, you know how it is, uni and stuff. If you don't, then I'm very happy for you. I wish I didn't know either. I watched some highlights. Ethan Strange played very well. He's flown straight under the radar, with the performances of Xavier Savage, KO Weeks, Tom Starling, and so on and so forth. The future is bright in Canberra. Let's be honest here. I'm very excited to see, if we can keep these guys like KO Weeks, like Xavier Savage, like Ethan Strange, if we can keep those guys, it's going to be absolutely incredible viewing for the foreseeable future in Canberra, and I'm very excited for it. Glad something's going in the way of the nation's capital. So straight into some stadium talk. There's been a lot of talk, and I'm just catching up on this sort of stuff now. I know last time I went to the stadium, it was a little bit outdated, and it was when did I last go? When I turned 18. When was that? Like 2021, I want to say, was the last time I was in Canberra. It was definitely old and run down then. Imagine what it's like now. I'd hate to. I know last year and the year before there was talks of, I think it was just last year, it could have been the year before as well, there was talks of the wafting smell of poo coming from the sewers and stuff. The players smelt it, the fans smell it. And, there's talks that the new stadium's going to be coming, but is it though? I don't know, man. It's outdated. It's been around, man. When I was born in Canberra, it was still there. And that was 21 years ago, coming on 22 years ago. I went to a game when I was an infant. It was against the Tigers and it was snowing. And Mum tells me the story. I was fine. I was loving it. Apparently, I had a big smile on my dial the whole time. She got cold. She left at halftime. So, and it still stands to this day. I still just don't get cold very often. I've gotten soft over the years. My legs don't get cold, but my arms do. So I'm going downhill. I need to move back to Canberra then. Probably won't. Unless this takes me back to Canberra, then but yeah, we'll get into some reviews. I've just remembered something, so I'll write it down quickly so I don't forget. Beautiful. All right. So let's get into some reviews. This episode's flying by. I was hoping that this whole talking thing would take me longer, but it hasn't. Where is it? I say I want to get more organised, and then I just don't. I was meant to do that first. We'll do that in a minute then. That's fine. We'll get in. It's a Raiders podcast, so we'll get into the other stuff later. We'll get into some Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup previews. Now, I'll be honest with you. This is my first year actually diving in to the Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup competitions. I feel like it's probably a good idea, considering I'm doing a YouTube channel and podcast and all that sort of stuff here at the Milkman. So, I'll learn more as the season goes on. This will be a learning experience for me. Normally, I just follow it. I don't know the players very well. I know Adam Cook. That name does ring a bell for the New South Wales Cup. But yeah, I'm still learning, so bear with me. But what I do know is both games are against the Wires again, so hopefully we can go 3 for 3 against the Wires in round 1. Both games are at Leichhardt tomorrow. Now, this is in my time. So it'll be 11:30 my time and 1:30 my time. So I just realised, I hope this echo isn't too bad. I'm actually going to pause this. I'll be right back. It'll be a flash for you, but give me one. All right, we are back here now at the Milkman podcast. Hopefully the echo's better. I hope there wasn't an echo at all. But if there was, I hope it's better now. It's just I had the door closed. I had the aircon on. It's bloody stinking hot here in Adelaide. So, again, but yeah, hopefully the echo's better now. If there was one, hopefully not. It just took me that long to realise. But, anyway, both games, the Jersey Flegg game is at 11:30 my time. What is on? You people in Canberra are smart. I'm sure you got to figure it. But 11:30 Flegg game and 1:30 is the New South Wales Cup game. Very sorry if this is lagging. I don't know. I can't help it, really. I might have to do this the old-fashioned way for a while, or I might have to start resetting the internet before I do this, but again, learning curve, learning experience, we'll get there. Hopefully I can get editing skills up and I won't have to use StreamYard, but hey, got to start somewhere, as I have said many, many, many times on this podcast. Both games at Leichhardt, both games against the Wires. Got to get the wins, boys. Go 3 for 3 against the Wires this weekend. I'm I'm going to try and figure out how to watch this. I know it's on a streaming service I've never heard of, and I was looking at it in class on Wednesday. Yeah, I know. This is what I do in class. Not bloody much. But, yeah, it's week 1. Give me a break. It is on Bar TV Sports. So I'm going to try and figure out how to watch this game tomorrow. Hopefully I won't be too hungover. Going to get on it tonight. You know how it is. AFL's back. I'm a Hawthorn fan, in case you're wondering. I will be watching. And no, I do not believe in the AFL NRL war thing. 2 very different sports. Let's just coexist, shall we? You know what I mean? Anyway, that's another discussion for the off season, really, when it's getting a bit dry and nothing's going on. I can make a whole episode on that. How good would that be? Write that down. Mate, get in early. But yeah, that's the Raiders recap. Not much going on. It's going to be a very, very bland weekend from the couch this weekend. I'll be watching on that TV right there. Starting tomorrow, I'll be watching the 2 NRL games tomorrow. So please do not spoil the games for me. If you are seeing this and you're thinking whatever the case may be, just please don't. I'll be watching those games tomorrow. I'll be watching the Broncos Roosters game straight after this. I should have watched it before just to really get in there, but we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, that is the Raiders recap for this week. Only 12 minutes of talking about the Raiders in this episode. So, I mean, it's round 1. We've already played Vegas. I mean, we talked about that on Tuesday's episode. But now I just want to get into clearing things up. This is just going to be a one-time thing. On Tuesday, it was a very unorganized episode. I was all over the place. First of all, I want to apologize for such a crap episode, for the opening episode of the Milkman podcast. Hopefully this one's better, and hopefully you're still watching and enjoying this episode. But again, I just want to thank you guys again for being so warm and welcoming and giving me, such a warm welcome into the community, giving me followers, subscribers on Instagram, Twitter, and right here on YouTube. So again, thank you very much. More to come. I'm hoping this stays around. Expect a rebrand at some point, not in the near future, but later on when I'm like 28 and I'm doing this. I don't really want to be called the Milkman at 28. It's a little creepy, but while I'm 22, it's just a funny joke, really. It's just a funny thing. Maybe not. I might keep it as the Milkman. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how much of a following I have in, how many years is that? 5 years or so? 6 years, something like that? 6. In 6 years from now. So we'll see what happens. Anything can happen between now and then. 6 years is a long time. So we get straight into clearing things up. First of all, I want to talk about the Milkman podcast schedule. I don't think I really dived into that. That's above my pay grade. I don't think I got into that. Stick with that. Don't think I got into that so much in the first episode on Tuesday. I really want to get into that. It's all subject to change. At the moment, it's looking like it's going to be a Monday review show. Tuesday, it's just going to be this, that, and the other. It's going to be a bit like today, where I'm just talking about this, that, and the other. And then the Friday episode, still yet to name it. So the review show, then we'll have the Tuesday episode that I'll name, and then the Friday show, which will normally be a preview. Other times it will just be like today, where I'm just talking nonsense, just like I will on Tuesday. So I did think maybe I should have done a Wednesday show just so we can talk about the team news and team list Tuesday and all that sort of stuff. But I might change this, that, and the other. But uni and stuff, I'm going all the way to the city. I live a fair way away from the city, so I have to go into the city and then back. So by the time I do that, I'm sort of like, I just want to sit down, and I might have to do uni shit as well. Said I wanted to keep this podcast PG and I just dropped shit. Oh, well, it's fine. I just said it twice. It's all good. I won't get it age restricted or anything, will I? Probably. I don't know. But yeah, Friday is usually a preview or it will be something like this. And again, it's subject to change. It's looking like in semester 2, I'll be doing a Thursday show instead of a Friday show. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday instead of Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So again, when it gets closer to, I'll let you know what's going on there. But for now, all you need to know is keep an eye out for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Won't be a set time. It'll probably be around 3:30. These come out around there, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Just to give me some time to prep, to know what I need to know, to do what I need to do, write down all this stuff, all that sort of stuff, wake up, shower, do whatever I need to do. But yeah, get porcelain punishing, just like Tyler Manoa. We talked about that last episode. If you missed that, go check it out. I did upload a couple of clips on YouTube and Instagram. I'll be doing that quite a lot as well on those. So, so make sure you keep it up. Follow me on there if you're not already. Last episode, I did say I don't know how long Zach Hosking is around. It's a 3-year contract. He's on year 2. So hopefully we can extend him before the season's done. I love the guy. I love him. I really want him to stay around. He's my favourite Raider. Sorry, Tom Snarling. Here's the meme I was talking about as well last episode. It's from the Sportress on Instagram. I'll get rid of this so you can see what it says. Homer, are you wearing a tie to impress Zach Hosking? And then the next slide, which I don't have, says, do you think he noticed? So, yeah, that's the meme. That's me. I'll start wearing a tie for Zach Hosking. On the Monday episode, I'll wear a tie for Zach Hosking. How is that? What is going on here? It's just a nightmare. I don't know what's going on. I'm just all over the shop. I'm still getting used to this. The internet's playing up. It's a whole thing. Last episode as well, I said Adam Fanor-Blake played. We were all over Adam Fanor-Blake. It didn't seem like it at the time. I didn't cover myself very well. What I meant to say was Fisher Harris. And I know I said Cronulla. I somehow subconsciously must have known he plays for Cronulla now. I meant to say Fisher Harris, I think. I don't know. When I do these, I sort of black out a little bit. When I come to at the end, I go, that felt crap. And it probably was. But, again, it probably sounds like I'm just lying to you. I'm not. I think I know. I think I meant to say Fisher Harris, but I said Fanor-Blake, and I knew that he played for the Sharks, but I didn't know what I meant at the time. But now I do know what I meant. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that is. Let's go back a little bit. Xavier Savage got engaged at the Bellagio Hotel, and I was meant to show that photo there. That bloke is engaged. This one here, he's engaged. He got engaged at the Bellagio in Vegas. This is a nightmare. I forgot I had that there. I got one more photo to show. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I might keep it though. I don't know. I love the photo so much. But yeah, now I think it's time we go around the NHL. I keep doing that, around the NHL. Why do I keep saying that? Let's go around the NRL, the rugby league. So first of all, according to Andrew Abdo, and I was meant to talk about this on Tuesday, but I forgot, there's a rugby league video game coming out. It's in the works, and they reckon it's going to come out this year. Rugby League Live 5 is what I think it might be called. Again, it's early days in the works. They're working on it. I reckon they've seen the success of the AFL video game. They're probably going to jump on that. I'll be buying it. I don't care. I'll do a review on here if I have to. I don't care. I'm very excited for it. now that Abdo has said it is coming up. We promise. I'm pretty sure it was Abdo. I think it was. But yeah, so keep an eye out on that. I'll keep you updated if you are a gamer, all that sort of stuff. The Broncos beat the Roosters 50-14. How good? Again, I did not watch this game. I will be watching it straight after this when this is uploaded and I do all the bells and whistles, watch it, all this stuff that I post on my Instagram and post it on to Twitter and all that sort of stuff. So as soon as I finish up here, I'm going to go to that TV. I'm going to watch that game. I'm very excited because I do not like the Roosters at all. My mum does, though. Don't know why. But yeah, obviously I haven't seen it yet, but I will tweet my initial reaction, my thoughts straight after the game. So if you follow me on Twitter at Milkman Podcast, you'll see it there. So, and I'll post it on my story on Instagram as well. No team that concedes 50 points in a game has ever won the grand final in NRL history. Hopefully that stands up. I'd hate to see the Roosters win another grand final in my time. It's all coming back to me now. The memories are flooding back and I do not like it. So we'll move straight on. The Raiders now sit at second place. It was good while it lasted. The Broncos, though, my grand final prediction, my grand final winner that you saw in last week's episode, looking good. Dan Ganane on NRL 360. Dan Ganane, I think his name is actually said. I learned that. Dan Ganane on NRL 360 said, we'll see how it goes. All the overwork and sort of news coming out and all that sort of stuff. We'll see how that pans out. If they sort of start to fade at the end of the season, I reckon they'll go really well. I reckon they'll back it up. I think they'll win the grand final. As I've said, they'll probably lose a few games on the back end. But I do think when it comes finals time, when Madge is ready to shine in the finals, they will go all the way and they'll win the grand final, which I'm very much hoping that somebody breaks the Penrith Panthers streak. Obviously, there's a few teams that I'd rather not. The Storms, the Roosters. They'd be probably Para. If those three teams win the grand final in place of Penrith, I wouldn't be so happy about it. But anyone else, that's all I can think of off the top of my mind. But I figured out why the Roosters were not favoured in this game. There's so many preseason injuries that flew over my head. It's either 1,178 or 1,278 games of experience that is currently injured. And I know why 100 games difference, because I saw two figures. One was on 360, one was on the pre-game yesterday. And yes, I did see the pre-game. I just fell straight asleep. Again, the VB knocked me out. Too much vitamin B might not be good for you, apparently. And then the Broncos have the oldest pairing, the oldest halves pairing in NRL history with Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds. Must have worked. Again, after the game, when I watch it in a minute, I'll let you know what I think and what happened. I am going out tonight. Like I said, I'm going to old mate's place, so I won't be able to watch those two games because he does not like the NRL. Welcome to Adelaide. He's been to a game with me, though. We went to Melbourne last year. So he went to a game, didn't really change his mind. He said it was better than he thought it was going to be. He didn't mind it. He was really hoping the Raiders would win. We didn't. We got smashed, if memory serves correct. I had a few that night, so I can't really remember. But yeah, again, we'll see how we go. I quite like that pairing, though, to be honest. I don't know why. Ben Hunt Ben Hunt rewrite his history, hopefully in the grand final. Hopefully he holds on to that ball and they win it. Come on, Benny. I know you can do it. Hold on to that ball, son. And last but not least, for last but not least for around the NRL, not the NHL, the NRL, Brandon Smith has been linked to the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the bitter rivals of the Sydney Roosters, the team I prefer, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. My nan, her second favourite team is the Bunnies. She says they're her first favourite team, but really the Raiders are. She said that to me, so I am on good faith in saying that. The Raiders are her first team, but, she just likes to wind people up by saying, the Rabbitohs are my first favourite team. They're not. She's said to me, it's the Canberra Raiders. Good. Thank you, Nan. So it's 3 Raiders fans in the family. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for this episode. There's a few things I do want to talk about just quickly. Before I get out of here, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Another thank you. Thank you very much, for all the following and stuff. I am truly grateful. Honestly, this is my 3rd go at, how many times have I done YouTube, though? Plenty. I've tried to do it a lot of times as well. Every time I watch back recordings, though, I lack personality. So hopefully, and it's like very monotone the whole time. I'm sort of sitting there, Hosking's actually on a 3-year deal. He's on year 2 of that deal. So hopefully I am showing a little bit of maturity, and hopefully I'm showing that I'm not scared of the camera anymore with that. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the Milkman Podcast, and hopefully you're enjoying following along on at Milkman Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. I've been, like I've said many times, I've been a Raiders fan since birth. There's a photo of me as a child. Like, I don't know if I was weeks or months old, but I've got a Raiders ball covering my Morton stock. I've got the photo on my phone. Maybe one day I'll show it. I'm just a little bit sketched out of showing my baby photos, which probably is warranted. I feel like that's mind the dog. But yeah, but again, thank you very much for watching. If you have made it this far, it means the world to me. Thank you for following on Instagram and Twitter and subscribing right here on YouTube. It means the world to me. It really does. So, but yeah, talking about the socials, Instagram especially, keep an eye out. I might upload it on Twitter as well, but keep an eye out. I don't know if I'll upload it on here, but we'll see. I've got 2 packages coming in the mail, both Raiders related. Got 2 packages coming in the mail. I'll unbox them. I'll give my review on them. I won't say what they are just yet, but I'm very excited for one of them. And then the other one I just bought because it was on the Raiders website. I don't own one. I do, but they're both ruined because one I wear to footy training, the other one's just old. Like, it's just very, very old. I don't know how old it is. I'll have to find out. When I say old, I mean retro. It's probably from 2000s. So, yeah. So just keep an eye out. Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following. Definitely on Instagram. It'll definitely go on Instagram. Might go on Twitter. Probably won't go on Instagram. On YouTube, sorry. But we'll see how we go. And I've got a plan. I'm planning a trip at the moment. Me and Mum are planning a trip at the moment. I might be going up to Brisbane for the last game of the our last game of the season. Might be going up to Brisbane for the Dolphins game. So we're going up to Redcliffe. I've got family up there, so it'll be nice to see them again. I saw them last year. But hey, family's family. There's no such thing as seeing too much of family, really, is there? So, yeah, keep an eye on that. It's either going to be a game against the Dolphins or we'll go to a game against Manly or Newcastle. I haven't decided yet. It's my birthday present this year. So, but yeah, when we get closer to there, I'll try to make these videos. I might vlog it as well. I might vlog it a little bit of the travels and stuff like that. Walk around doing stuff, going to the game, all that sort of stuff. Do a big vlog of my time in Brisbane/Redcliffe or Newcastle or Manly. So, again, we'll see how we go. It's looking like Brisbane, though. I think I might choose Brisbane or Redcliffe. I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. Get closer to. That's not until like September, isn't it? It's like our last game. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. But, yeah, that was the Friday episode of the Milkman podcast. So, yeah, thank you for watching. We got to half an hour. That's the goal for every episode. I want to try and get half an hour. One day I want to try and get an hour. I want to try and make it to an hour. I want to try and get a second for this as well, for once a week, maybe on the Tuesday in the middle of the week or the Wednesday, depending on how things go. I'm going to try and find myself a partner for the Tuesday episode just to make things a little bit more exciting. That might be months away, but, I'll start looking around. If that might be you, let me know. Message me on Instagram at Milkman Podcast, and could be you. Who knows? If you've even made it this far, hopefully you have. But that's the first ever Friday edition of the Milkman Podcast. Name in progress. It might just be called Friday Episode 1. That'll be for like bye weeks and stuff like that. So it'll just be me having a yarn, spinning a yarn, just talking about crap. So thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your football this weekend. Good weekend, round 1. Very excited. Very excited for the to watch the Tigers game tomorrow, even though it's on tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow. Very excited to see what Luai and the Tigers look like. It's exciting. I'm very excited. I love football. It's back. AFL is back as well. We'll be watching the Hawthorn game tonight. Go the Hawks. But more importantly, of course, especially here on the Milkman Podcast, of course, up the milk. That's awkward as hell. I just ruined that ending. All right, let's try this ending one more time. That's all done. Make sure you're following Milkman Podcast on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated with all things Canberra Raiders. And as always, up the milk. I said that really weird. I'm just going to end it. Up the milk.